Yes, today we're going to be in Houston and in Las Vegas talking to a client who's actually worked the Recovery Freedom Circle. Welcome again to another episode of the 1% in Recovery, where we encourage you to laugh every day, to work hard in recovery, work hard in your relationships, work hard in your job, business, school, just work. And to love unconditionally. Put much more love out there in the world and watch more love return to you. Now, what we encourage people to do is to go to the website lifeiswonderful.love, LOVE, download the free Recovery Growth Scorecard. That way you start healing your brain. You start getting natural dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, oxytocin. Most of the things, activities there are free to do, but it gets you on that healing path. You got to change the neuroplasticity and the transmitters in your brain. That's how you start to heal, and that's how we move forward. Remember, recovery is beautiful. Your EQ is your IQ, and you cannot outthink an emotional issue. Now, help me welcome. How are you feeling today, David?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
Nice and hot in Vegas, even though it's January?
Yeah, it's a lot warmer than it is in New York, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're from Rochester.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a little more upstate, not even in the city. You're a little more
No,
up.
no, it's almost in Canada actually.
You're up in there in the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
All right, jump in. Tell the audience something you love.
Oh, well, I love music, but I love the 49ers, I guess. We can start there since we're in the playoff season now. So, yeah, I mean, I love
And
my
you've seen a
fam.
game out in San Francisco in the Bay Area?
Yeah, we did actually. My girlfriend and I just went in October. It was wild. Watching the game live is so much different than watching it on TV. I mean, everything
Right.
is a little bit slower. It's like the field doesn't look as live. It's weird. It's always reminds me of like watching my brother in high school football. Except at a
Right.
high level. But
A few more people in the stands.
yeah, yeah. But I love watching it live. I really do. So and it was fun. They won. The only the only thing that was disappointing was the my favorite quarterback there, Brock Purdy, was on the sideline. He was hurt, but other than
Mhm.
that, it was fun. We had great seats. It was
Excellent.
good for us to do that too. So
I agree, man. It's always good to go, whether it's a sporting event, concert,
yeah,
other, any type of live event.
yeah,
But let's jump into the questions.
okay,
You had contacted me, and you were struggling with gambling. You had found the podcast, and you inquired about the Recovery Freedom Circle. We talked on the phone. You then became a client. Tell the audience what you liked or loved about the Recovery Freedom Circle.
well, I remember I was searching for something that would register with me and someone I could talk to or that would just turn the light bulb on. And I would listen to a bunch of other podcasts, and I just happened to find yours on the way I was driving to a gig, and the way you were talking about the steps and just talking about addiction and recovery and what it does to you, just hit a light bulb for me. I was like, oh wow, this guy's got it. He's real. He's realistic about all the issues. There's no, you know what I mean? It just hit me. I was like, okay, I
I
want to talk
love
to this
them.
guy.
Right.
So I really did pull over. I pulled over, and I don't know if I called. I think I might have called you or I emailed you, and I was like, hey, I want to know more. And then after that, it just started rolling. But I really liked the steps. There was a few steps that really kind of helped me, and again, the a big light bulb was just talking to you before I enrolled in the program about the just the battle. And actually, one thing that really hit me, I never thought about it, was the fight. Like you're going against you go in a fight. If you're in a fight, you know, you think it's going to be fair, and one guy shows up, but 10 guys show up, and now you're that's such a disadvantage. And that really hit a light bulb because the odds are so against you that you get clouded and you don't think about that. You're
Right.
so tunnel vision on winning your money back, or you
Or
got
believe
some
you can
lucky
win,
streak, or
or you have
you're
a
the only
system
one who's the lucky guy. That kind of thing.
and you're counting cards or whatever. You know how to throw dice or whatever we challenge
Whatever your
ourselves.
system is, you know what I mean. So that was great, yeah. And then I started rolling the program, and the goals really helped me because I started writing down certain things I wanted to accomplish, and it just got my brain off of gambling and trying to win my
Right.
money back in that path. And I remember just going out to work, and I just noticed my vehicle. I was like, wow, I really love this vehicle. And I never, like before, it was like when I was missing all that stuff. I wasn't seeing it because gambling was on my mind. It was like, I have to work, then I hope I make tips so I can go and try and win some of the money back I lost the night before. And it helped those things just get farther behind my brain or whatever.
All right. Any other the besides because goals is step one.
Yeah.
You said there was a couple other ones that any
Yeah,
other the steps that you liked?
step number 8 was good. Was we stole time, and that made me really realize. Like I remember, I went to see Billy Joel live out here, and he was really old, and I just dawned on me like, wow, like I'm getting old.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm in my 40s. I'm 45, and what am I doing? I've wasted so much time. Just if I keep doing this, this is a bad path,
Right. And
And
people
it
don't
really kind
realize
of just was like, holy shit, I got to change. I got to change this now.
right, because so many people focus on the money. They always people, whether it's the gambler, how much money did you lose or this, and don't realize how much time has gone by.
Yeah,
How many
that hit me
years
big time. That hit me big time,
that
and
that
because I
becomes
had
the
my own
bigger crime.
solution. Even when I was going through that program with you, I still had my own solution in the back of my head. It was like, well, I could do it this way. If I just win this one, then I'll be done. And I could do it this way. And then that kind of hit me. It was like, wow, I really need to flip this around because I'm wasting way too much time and I'm not getting any younger. And this is, my future is going to be ruined,
Correct.
and time doesn't wait for you. So that was a big one. And then the step number 2 was, and step number 3 were good. Step number 3 was just help me with we're not alone. I'm not the only one, because that's tough. Because I felt really guilty. I felt let down my family. I let down people I loved. I'm working for nothing. All my hard work and then that guilt spirals into trying to get it back, and you don't realize that you're just stuck on this hamster wheel because you're so tunnel vision on winning it. And then when you win it, you think you're like, oh, okay, great. I got this. I can do this. This is I could beat it. So just knowing that I'm not alone. And then talking with you was just like talking to a friend. And that was what I really liked about it. It was just like I got someone who really just gets it. There's no formula. I don't know how to explain it, but there's no special
Right. It's not clinical
formula
like
or like, and I believe in God and everything, but some of the other steps start there and you already feel more guilty because you're not following that path anyway. This was very different way of looking at it, and
right, and that's
it
the
just
whole thing.
resonated with me.
Excellent. Because that's the how I envision it. I've been in recovery over 25 years. Gambling, alcohol, and I've seen in my own experience, and that's why when I was at a retreat, I rewrote the steps because there's got to be a way that makes more sense.
Yeah,
And I'm glad that you really kind of gravitated to that and,
yeah,
they kind of jumped out at you.
it did big time. It's like just talking to a really good friend who got you. Like talking to a family member who was like, "Hey, and it didn't. I guess it didn't make me feel like I was um uh, worse than I don't know. It didn't make me feel
Well, you're still
more
a good
guilty than I
guy.
already did. I guess.
Right. And people need to realize most gamblers, they're good guys, good women. It's
Yeah.
the behavior that just needs to end because you can't win.
Right.
But the insanity in our brains, and that's why I said step one. The gambling just lies to you and tricks you into thinking that maybe today you'll get lucky,
Right. Yeah,
and you
and
don't.
that was big for me to change. Yeah, but that was a huge thing, and it was. I mean, the whole program was definitely worth the investment.
Oh,
I will say
thanks.
that my dad helped me with half of it, and I'm very grateful for my family because um, I had to call him. I always told my dad, I was like, I don't. My whole life, he always would be able to help. I was like, I won't call you unless I need you. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll do it on my own.
Right.
And that's kind of how I was with gambling. It's like, I'll do this on my own. I'll, I'll, and I couldn't anymore, you
I
know?
got you. Well, let's
So,
jump into question two.
okay.
Now, you're someone who lives in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
works as a casino. You're an entertainer. You're a dueling pianist over at the Aria. So that's why people can understand when you said gig and
Yeah.
tips. You you have a job where you're going into a casino. You're making money, and you still kind of have to leave. Tell the audience, how hard is it to deal with being in Vegas, working at a casino as you're trying to stop this gambling problem?
It's
Tell us about the ups and downs.
the ups is, well, in Vegas, you can get anything you want at any time. If you want to go out at 6 in the morning and gamble, you can. there's no there's not a lot of rules. Everything's open 24 hours. You can go to freaking the gas station down the street and hit a slot machine. You can do it in the airport. You can do it at Applebee's. I mean, it's just there. It's always there. It's
Right.
always available. And it was strange because when I went home to visit, I never gambled. I never had the urge. But out here, when you're working in that environment and people are throwing you money, sometimes big money. I mean, sometimes we'd come out with like $1,000 tips, or somebody would just throw $1,000 chip. That's stuff that I've never seen before, or where I grew up with. So it was a rush. And when you're drinking and people love you and they're clapping, it's a rush, and you feel um, like you're on top of the world, like you can't lose.
Right.
And then you feel lucky. And you're like, oh, there's a slot machine right there. Just $100 of my tips. That's it. And it doesn't end there because I don't like to lose. So I lose 100. Oh, another 100. That's right. I'll win it back. Okay, well, tomorrow I work, so I'll make it back. And then it just spirals, and it's really tough. It's tough because it's always around. I had to really um, start disciplining myself and just walk away. Just go home. Don't stay there any longer, and not drink. Like if someone buys you a drink, have water, throw it out. Act like you're drinking it and don't do it. Because my personality is, um, I have an addictive personality to begin with. Like I don't, even if I'm playing video games, like I could really get wrapped up in it, and then I have to stop and think about like, okay, it's a video game. Like what am I getting out of,
Right.
like why am I so addicted to winning this game? And uh so yeah, I had to really discipline myself to finally just be grateful for the money that I'm making, and just go home, put it in the bank, be happy with that, and then watch. What really was nice, it was like just watching my bank account grow.
Yeah, that's actually fun to see
It was fun.
when you
Yeah, it
start
was.
making,
I was like, oh
and
wow,
then
if
you're
I don't
using that
waste
money.
my
Let's
money,
say,
if I don't waste my money, I can actually have some money.
And then you go to more Niners games. You can
Yeah.
do all kinds of stuff. Go back home to New York. I mean, all kinds of things just open up. And I think that's what you're saying is also because you liked about the goals. Then you can stay more focused, even when you're drinking or people are just, building you up.
Well, I also, I don't have any family out here. It was just me and my little dog. I had no accountability. I could just do what I wanted to do, and I was just in that cycle. And then when I got in my relationship, my girlfriend was really helpful. I mean, like, because I had to be accountable now. I couldn't just stay out till 6 in the morning because she'd wonder where I was. And if I wanted to stay in this relationship and prove to her that I could, that I'm the guy she wants, or I'm the guy I can really be, I had to change my life too. It was difficult as I dragged her through a lot of it, but she stuck by me. And I had accountability, I had to change things.
Excellent. And then one last thing. Tell us about question three, freedom from gambling. When I say freedom from gambling, what does that kind of mean to you?
It means you're free from the control it has on your mind. Like it frees you up from being um from the guilt, the embarrassment, the illusion. You're free of just trying to beat the system, If it really frees you mentally, um that's the most I could say. Is it just you're just free of the hooks it has in you. Like the
The
hooks are
hooks.
gone.
Excellent.
There's no strings anymore. You know what I mean? Like you could just breathe and it's like, okay, I don't have to have this monkey on my back. I don't need it. I don't have to have it.
Right. And when people talk in Vegas or the gambling industry says, oh, gambling is entertaining,
Yeah,
you look at it differently.
very right. Yeah, absolutely. Really changes your mindset on what it's really about. And I think that's what helped me the most is knowing the ins and outs of actually what's going on with the game. I know we talked about it, even video games, like they're set
Right.
up now to keep you interactive.
Correct.
Like you're never going to really beat everything, so you have to go back. I mean, it trains your brain to be addicted to it. And that really helped me because that was like, oh wow, this is what's really happening. And I'm in this illusion that, I can beat the system.
Right. Well, I'm glad that things have worked out. Any last words?
I mean, the last words is I'm grateful for you, man. I'm grateful for the program, and the program is definitely worth the investment. I think it's the best program that is out there, and I think more people need to know about it because it presents itself in a very different way that really, really spoke to me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we are going to conclude this episode of the 1% in Recovery podcast.